How are we doing, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. I've got another album review for you. I'm just putting the book back in the case here. Bloody hell, here we go. Cycle of Contempt by Razor. We're on a good roll at the moment when it comes to bands that have split up, reformed, or had long hiatuses. Hiatuses, is that a word? I don't know. But big long gaps between the last albums is what I'm talking about. And like Exalder came back, did a fantastic album. Acid Rain, Possessed a couple of years ago. So normally, you know, when a band gets back together, if it's been a while, it's a bit mixed results, isn't it? But we're on a good roll at the moment. There's talk of a new album from Coroner as well. Not heard much about that lately though. I just took the book out though. Let's have a look at the artwork. You've got you had a couple of reissues a few years back, didn't you, on a few albums? I don't think they did the whole Razor catalogue, but they did was it 4 or 5 albums? They slightly touched up the artwork as well. The artwork was more or less the same, but it just looked better. And looks like they've got the same concept going on here. You've got the guy there, sort of Evil Invaders and Shotgun Justice. Looks like a bit of a mixture of the two. Same lineup as well, same classic lineup. Still got Dave Carlo on guitar, Bob Reed on vocals, Mike, I'm not going to try his second name in case I butcher it, but and Ryder Johnson on drums, who's actually been in the band for about 10 years now, more or less. But this is the first album he's drummed on. So, yeah, good to see the band back. It's looking like Razor as well are getting a lot more love than they did. They seem to be getting bigger now than ever. They're getting a real cult following. A lot of people are, you know, getting the albums on vinyl and all that good stuff. So it looks like they're enjoying a second wave in popularity. I've actually got tickets to see them in a couple of weeks. I don't know if it's next month in London. That's going to be the first ever show they've done in the UK as well, which is going to be interesting. Bit of a mixed bag. I mean, it's a good... I've looked at some reviews. I've not got round to reviewing this as soon as I'd like to have. I've just done 7 night shifts basically, and this landed in the post when I started them. So I've just been getting the little window I get when I wake up and then have to go back to work. It doesn't really doing a review just doesn't happen unless I rush them. So I'm seeing some reviews, and it seems to be divided opinion. And I see both sides of it. So there's criticisms of this album, which I think are they're what's the word? I can't think of the word. But yeah, they're right in what they're saying, but it really is down to you how much you let that stuff bother you. You know what I mean? So we'll get into it. But either way, I think I'm just glad to have a new album from them at this point, and I know that's not really it's a bit for a music reviewer just to say I'm just happy to have it, but that's where I am at this point. It's what you want from a Razor album. It's the soundtrack to an 80s action film, isn't it? It's Death Wish, it's Cobra, it's, you know, a vigilante justice on the, you know, it's a soundtrack to an action film, and songs like Jabroni, are really good fun. It's, you know, real good, sharp as you like, jagged thrash metal with a snotty punk attitude, which is cool, especially in the vocals. And yeah, you know, some people saying Bob's vocals, he's sounding like he's a bit shot. His voice is sort of on just on one tone. People saying that the lyrics are corny. Yeah, all right. Bob's not as young as he once was. Can't really hold that against him. Again, are you really that bothered? Yes, the lyrics are corny, but when were they not? And I think how corny they are really depends on how serious the band are and how serious you're taking it. And from what I gathered, you know, I don't think Razor were ever... they were never like a joke band, but I think they had a bit of tongue in cheek to them. I mean, they had that Canadian sense of humour, didn't they? They got the Canadians always deliver things with a nod and a wink, you know. So you know, they've always spoke about shotgun justice, you know. So I don't think you can really take it. It's a kind of thing, but if you take it with a pinch of salt, it's not really that bothered. But yeah, it is a little bit rich people bad, poor people good. But whatever, you know. Like I say, I think first and foremost with Razor was always the riffs. Like I say, Jabroni's a good song. Apparently I'm not into wrestling, but apparently that's wrestling fans are enjoying that. Something The Rock used to say, or the Iron Sheik, is it? Iron Sheik, the guy that was on. He used to fight with Sergeant Slaughter, I forget. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, this is where it gets difficult. It's considering it's been as long as it's been, you kind of probably wanted a bit more of an impact. It's but for what, and it does have its, you know, a lot of people are saying it's a drum machine. I'm not sure how true that is because it is listed everywhere that Ryder did drum on it. Maybe it's a mixture of both. I don't know, maybe he only drummed on a couple of songs. Apparently it was recorded over quite a long period of time. Maybe it's just so what's the word, triggered to death that it sounds like a drum machine. I don't know. But then again, some people are saying that production's a bit rough. I really don't like getting into the production thing. The production argument to me just gets boring. But yeah, First Rate Hate is a great song. Cycle of Contempt's a good track. Punch your face in. Great. Darkness Falls has got a really cool opening riff to that, actually. It's a shame that it comes into the album as late as it does, because you do think, fucking hell, they could have done a bit more with this, and if they used it a bit more, that nice, dark, melodic intro to that. Maybe a bit more of that could have split things up a little bit, because it does sort of hit the ground running and then just we're off, and we do get quite a bit of the same. But where it's just a quick sort of flash in the pan half-hour album, that's not so bad either, you know. Yeah, some people do have some issues with the album, but I've got to admit, over the week, I was 43 minutes, sorry, but the more I listen to it, the more that stuff fades into the background. I just sort of enjoy it for what it is. It doesn't really bother me as much anymore. In the lead up to the gig, though, I'm going to be listening to the older albums again, and I'll probably do a retrospective review, and I'll do the whole catalogue, and I'll probably go into, you know, I'll see how I feel about that then in a couple of months, because, like I say, it's growing on me. That's the main thing I want to say. It's no matter who the band is, I mean, we got, 25 years. You got, the pressure's going to be on them no matter what, and you're going to have to compete with the catalogue, which has now got this sort of legendary status. But yeah, it's not quite the comeback that Acid Rain or Exorder did, but it's not quite the disappointment that some people are making it out to be either. And I think maybe if those people listen to it a bit more, maybe those initial niggles that they had with the album will fade away, and just enjoy it for what it is. And this is just good, fun, violent, thrashy, punky, snotty action goodness. What more did you really want? So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's growing on me. And leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about it. Where do you think this sits in the... Because obviously you've got... Razor's catalogue is split. It is a game of two halves, isn't it? You've got the newer era with Bob Reed. And then you've got the Sheepdog... What's his name? Stace McLaren Sheepdog's albums. And I do think he is... I think I prefer him as the vocalist, but Bob Reed's all right as well, he's the man for the job now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching them next week. Anyway, not next week, next month, whenever it is. But yeah, let me know what you think of the album. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but a worthwhile bag that's worth checking out. And I do think the good outweighs the bad. So yeah, good to see them back one way or another. So, and there's hints at the end of the song that this isn't going to be the last we're going to hear from them. And if this is a new deal with Relapse, I'm sure it's going to be for more than one album. So let's see how it pans out. I know I said it before, but I am going to be working on this now. Next up, I'm going to be doing Doff. So hang about for that. That'll be up in a couple of days. I've got another couple of albums here I might do some reviews for as well. So check that out in the next couple of days. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. And if you've got this far into the video, do us a favour. Just give us one of them and subscribe if you want to. And till then, take care. See you later. Thanks for watching.